everybody. Sorry about, I just dropped my pen. Ooh, okay. Sorry about the internet connection this morning. I don't know what's happening. I still am having internet problems, so I guess whatever. I will try and figure it out. But here is our YouTube video for the day. And this YouTube video is starring my pajamas. I'm having a pajama day. Yeah, so you're welcome. Okay, so everybody needs their textbook, and I need you to go to page 89 of your textbook, where we are going to talk about how to discuss relationships between a cause and an effect in academic speaking. This is also true. Everything I'm teaching you here today can also be used for academic writing. But because this is speaking and listening class, we're going to talk about academic speaking. Okay. So basically, what we are trying to describe today is this relationship, X equals Y. So X might be eating in the quarantine, and Y is I have gained 20 pounds. So this causes this. So this is really, this relationship is really common in academic speaking and in academic writing, because often we are describing the relationships between things. So stress causes depression, or stress equals chronic pain. So how do we talk about this academically? How do we increase your vocabulary? So basically what I'm going to do is teach you some verbs and some nouns, how to use them to discuss this relationship. Okay, so first we're going to start with our verbs. The first verb we have is affect. Now, there are two words in English that sound exactly the same. One is affect and one is affect. Affect and affect both sound the same, but one is a verb and one is a noun. So, and the difference also is in their spelling. The verb form starts with an A. So it is affect, but we don't pronounce it affect. We pronounce it affect. So the stress is on the second part of this word. So this vowel sound is diminished. So it's not an ah, it's an so affect. Okay, so we can say, for example, eating in the quarantine has affected my weight. So here, has affected is the present perfect tense of this verb affect. So because this is a verb, I can put it in any tense. I can put it in the simple present, I can put it in the past, I can put it in the perfect tenses, I can put it in the future. It's a verb. I can do anything I want. I will say, often when we are talking about this relationship, sometimes we're talking about facts. So for example, eating hamburgers every day affects your weight. Present simple because it is a fact. So keep that in mind. Are you talking about something that is factual and generally true? Then you use the present simple. But in this case, I am talking about a cause and effect that is personal to my experience. So I'm going to put this in the present perfect. Okay. So the next word is cause. This is a really common one, and it's maybe a word that you are already comfortable using. So eating in the quarantine causes weight gain. In this case, I chose to put it in the present simple because it's something that is generally true, I think, for most people. Many of us, our exercise has gone down and our food eating has gone up. And so, eating a lot of food in the quarantine causes weight gain. So again, eating in the quarantine is X, weight gain is Y, and causes is the word we use to describe this. Okay, the last verb is result or results in. So this is a preposition that is collocates with this word results. I want to remind you of our lessons in level 7 about gerunds and infinitives. And remember, if we're using a verb that is an object of a preposition, it has to be in the gerund form. So let's use that as an example. So eating too much in the quarantine results in gaining weight. So here we have results in, and in this case, the verb is the object of the preposition, so we're going to put that in ing. So remember, the best way to improve your speaking and your writing is to remember about all the different ways that words in English have relationships to each other. So results is agreeing with the subject. The subject is eating too much in the quarantine. Subject, so of course we have an S here because it agrees with the subject. And then we have the preposition in that collocates with result. And then we have the object of the preposition is a verb, and so because it's an object of a preposition, it is in ing. So words always have relationships to each other. Every word in English has a relationship to the words before it and the words after it, and they all must agree and get along. Okay, so these are our verbs: affect, cause, and result or result in. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this video and I'll be back with a new board that talks about nouns. Okay, I'm back. All right, so now let's talk about nouns. So just looking at these, you're gonna be like, oh, so this is confusing because a lot of these nouns look very similar or are exactly the same as the verbs we just learned. But welcome to English. It is a crazy language. Okay, let's talk about it. So our last verb we learned was affect, and the noun version is effect, but they are pronounced exactly the same, affect. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, this is just a fact, this one is a noun and the other one is a verb. So you have to be careful to use them differently in a sentence. They're not used in the same way. So, effect collocates with the preposition on or the preposition of, depending on the situation. So we can say the effect of stress. So here I'm going to use of because this is the cause of the problem. If we use on, that is for the target of the action. I'll give you another example in a minute. Okay, So the effect of stress can be chronic pain. So stress is X, chronic pain is Y. All right. Or we can say stress can have an effect on people's health. So this is the effect of stress, and this is the effect on people's health. So again, this is the effect of X, and this is the effect on Y. I hope that makes sense. So because effect is a noun, you can notice we use articles like a, an, or the, because it's a noun. Okay. Now, also because they are nouns, they can all be in a plural form too. So you can have one effect or multiple or many effects. Okay. So we just learned about cause as a verb. Cause also can happen in a noun form, and it collocates with of. So we can say the cause of stress is often a busy schedule. So here, cause is not a noun. Cause is not a verb. Cause is a noun. So same as above, we're going to use an article, a, an, or the. So the cause of stress is often a busy schedule. So stress is Y and a busy schedule is X. Okay. Now, result. So a result, the result. So again, it's a noun. So we can say the result of long-lasting stress can be chronic pain. Okay, so long-lasting stress is X, chronic pain is Y. So these are all very, very specific structures that we use in academic speaking and writing. Okay, so if you look here on 89, you can see there is H. And what H wants you to do is take these three sentences and change them using like verbs or nouns. So if it uses a verb, for example, what are the causes? Oh, no, sorry, that's a noun. What are the causes of chronic stress? They want you to use a noun. Okay, let me start again. In the example sentence, they use a noun. They want you to rewrite the sentence using the verb form and have it have the same meaning. So take a few seconds right now to do this. Everybody's answer will be different, so I'm not going to take it up. This is just for you to try to use the language. Okay. So hopefully you paused the video, did the exercise, practiced. Now you are back. The next thing you can do to practice this is you can take this infographic that is on the previous page. Sorry, it's not an infographic. It is a flow chart. This flow chart on page 88. And I would like you to write 3 sentences about this flow chart using either nouns or verbs. You can do a combination, but just to get used to the structure of how we use cause and effect language. In your assignment, your speaking assignment that we talked about this morning, I would really like to hear some use of cause and effect language in your assignment. So I'll be listening for that. Okay, so please do this. Oh, what am I pointing at? This and this. Please do these for practice. And then you have in the announcement section, you have some work to do on thought groups. So check those out, and I will be talking a little bit more about those next week. Friday, again, I'm going to have another YouTube video about Cornell note taking, so look out for that. All right. Watch this video, then get outside in the beautiful spring weather. I will talk to you all soon.